All right. Hi, guys. My name is Shayna, and this is our next interview for Heart to Arts. Today we have Aamira. She is a winemaker. She is a somm in the making. Am I missing something?
I'm a mom. I always lead with that. My babies are my life.
What are your babies' names?
So Heaven is 11, Heaven Lee, and Lyric Lee will be 9 next month.
Oh, she's gonna be not. Oh, wow. And then you're gonna have 2 in the double digits.
I'm having emotions about it, so we're not going to talk about it right now.
Okay, we're not gonna focus on that. But you know what we can focus on? Because this is the first interview where there's been like a specific dress code. You were like, we're going glam today.
I was like, get cute. And I'm mad my lighting. You know, I'm going to switch lighting, so keep talking. But girl, you are killing it, okay?
Thank you.
You look amazing.
I didn't realize how long it's been since I've dressed up or even put on lipstick. I haven't put on lipstick.
Girl, it changes your mood.
It does. It does. I am feeling this. I might have to do this more often.
Yes, let's do it. We can have dates when we get dressed up.
Yes, tell me about this outfit choice. I'm loving. Is that like a? Oh, that looks like a skin, like a snake skin.
First of all, I'm a Jersey girl, right? So animal print is my life. I had a photo shoot / video shoot today for my latest wine. I'm releasing a Pinot Noir.
Ooh.
So stay tuned for that. But I thought I'd get a little cute, you know?
Oh, it looks very cute. And I'm loving the little like waist cinch too.
Girl, you know, because I had kids, you got to make sure it look all snatched.
Oh, listen, you're doing great. You are doing great. You're doing everything. This makes me feel so happy. This all of
But give me what you're giving me: blazer, earrings, eyes are beat for the gods.
You know what I didn't quite realize until I put the whole look together, and it was really, you see the volume.
First of all, I see all of it.
I'm feeling very Pretty Woman. I'm like, Richard Gere, back up. Not enough money. Not enough money, Richard.
Come with the coins or don't come at all.
Yes, let me see some zeros. Richard. Girl, for you.
Thank you.
For you. And I picked a wine that I've never tried before.
I love it. What varietal? Do you know?
So this is a black muscat.
Okay.
The young black muscat 2020. Okay. It's a semi-sweet. I'm like trying to make my way into a more mature palate. So I'm like, okay, we're putting the pink Zinfandel away. We are tabling the Moscato for a hot second.
Just for right now.
Yeah.
You can broaden your horizons a bit.
I'm trying. I do love a cab, but I'm like, we're gonna mix it up because I've never tried a Muscat before.
Gotcha. I was sipping and then I rushed in here and left my wine in the car, but I've been sipping on LoveLee's new Pinot.
Can you give me a vibe for each wine?
Absolutely. So my very first wine was the Legend blend. Red blend, primarily Syrah, but there's some Merlot, Zinfandel, Petit Syrah, and a little Viognier in there. The vibe of that one I call the Legend, inspired by the book The Alchemist. That is bold, right? She's super dry, but there are hints of chocolate and smoke and berries. And she is just like, if you want to drink red wine, you go for her. She's over 14% alcohol too, so she packs a kick. Men typically like her a lot.
Tell me if this sounds around. You sold me on that. That sounds like log cabin. That sounds like firewood.
You need firewood. You need your peoples around, good conversation, definitely winter vibes. Like, it's gonna warm you up. The alcohol content is high enough to warm you up. Next was my Journey blend. And you'll notice a theme in the naming. So we have the Legend and we have the Journey. My white blend, which has everything in it, like everything but the kitchen sink. Someone told me before. There's Gewürztraminer, there's Pinot Gris, there's Grenache Blanc, Chardonnay. What else I have in there? Sauvignon Blanc, Viognier, and her personality. Someone told me she's a sexy lady. Someone just recently told me they smelled her and they were like, sexy lady, because she will surprise you. Like, she looks great, she smells great, but she's also like gives you something you don't expect. because there's so much in her. So she's sexy. She's sexy. Then it was my sparkling rosé made of 100% Pinot Noir. She is fun in a bottle. She is vibrant. She is everyone's favorite. The one that gets along with everyone. Like, you want bubbles, you want good times, you want something that everyone enjoys. She's the one invited to all the parties.
Okay. All right.
But this Pinot, baby,
Tell me.
my favorite varietal. My hand at a still single varietal. She is out the box. She is sweet. She is fun. She is everything. She's life. She's life. And she's inspiring. And her name is Pursuit. So I forgot to name my sparkling rosé is Passion. Passion Sparkling Rosé. And this one's called the Pursuit Pinot Noir because she's a go-getter. She's aspirational. She's inspirational. She's probably me, you know.
If that wasn't a commercial, I don't know what was. I feel both inspired and also like I need some more, but not this, but like that.
I know we couldn't get you the wine in time, but I can't wait for you to try it and tell me what you think. I know you're trying to venture into the drier side of things because I don't produce sweet wines. They're not my go-to. I started there, but I prefer dry, so I can't wait for you to try it.
I'm very excited. It should be here by the time this video is launched.
So, awesome. So you got to sit and like post and be like,
ooh, I might even go live. If we could go live together.
Let's do it.
I love it. I love it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Making plans right here. Right
here.
So before I dive into all of these questions, people have some wine questions.
I saw your stories. I was like, oh, shoot.
I know.
Hopefully I get the right answer.
It's okay. All we want is your honesty. All we want is your truth.
Always going to get that with me every single time.
That's all we want. That's all we want. We have a couple from Facebook also. I'm going to try but before we even dive into that, how are you? Are you doing okay? Today seemed to be a lot.
Today was a lot. I had to shoot, had my kids with me, but this is my life. I'm used to this. If it's not a lot, I don't know how to deal. I only know how to deal in juggling and multitasking, but I'm good. I am good. Thank you for asking.
Oh yeah, didn't want to dive into all this without at least like seeing where our foundation.
No, you're good because you're looking amazing.
I don't know if this means a thing to you, but I am a Libra sun, Leo moon, which means the compliments go straight to my hair. We're just gonna leave it.
I just know I'm a Gemini, and there's a lot of me.
No, one of my cousins who also has beautiful locks is also a Gemini.
I was just counting my journey. This year will be 4 years.
Oh, really?
And I started, very short. So I was just like, when did these things grow? I don't know, but
because they look so healthy.
Thank you. I am intentional about them. I have 2 girls with heads full of hair, and I just was like, one of us got to bite the bullet. So I locked my hair when I was tired of doing all 3 of our heads. And I had to teach myself how to do hair too. I don't do hair. I taught myself how to like braid and make some cute ponytails. My parts game still needs some work. But I was just like, I'm tired of doing everybody's hair. So I locked just to take one thing off my plate. And I love them. I absolutely love my locks.
They are gorgeous. They look like they've been a part of your like experience.
Really?
Experience for like when I saw you in your locks, I was like, oh, because I feel like some people have to grow into the lock in their personhood, and then some people just have it. I was like, oh.
I like that you said they've been a part of my journey because I feel like they've grown the most in the last year, and 2020 was a year for me. That's for another conversation. But 2020 came for me, but we had it out and I won. So
we can dive into that when we have our live, and I can try your wine, and it'll be fantastic. And you see how terrible I am at opening bottles, but that is going to be real embarrassing. So question number 1, where are you in your somm training? What level are you on? And what do you want to specialize in?
Yes, yes, yes. So I am currently taking courses in level 3. There are 4 levels. After level 3, there's diploma. So I just had my 3rd class. I take a class every week for 15 weeks, and then I take my exam. And so, yeah, I passed level 2, so I am in level 3 of my training, doing the WSET training program.
Hmm. And what would you like to truly, in asking people these questions and people getting their questions to me, I realize how little I know about wine. So when they
No
say, what
problem.
do you want to specialize in? I didn't realize there were so many things to specialize in.
Honestly, I just I did it so that I can be confident when I speak about wine and do my wine tasting. There's no one wine aspect that I want to be specialized in, like Spanish wines or Italian wines or anything like that. I just like people taking me seriously. And sometimes a black girl coming in with locks and a big personality isn't always taken seriously. So I said, let me learn as much because honestly, the fun part about wine for me is post fermentation. So that means once it's the grapes do their thing and all that, I like to come in, blend, and bottle and sell it to you guys and serve and teach you about the fun parts of wine, the notes, the smells, the aromas. How do you actually taste wine? All that other stuff about regions and soil and you know fermenting, how many months aged, all those things that people do enjoy. I'm learning so I can stay, abreast in the conversation, but it's not the fun part for me. And that's usually not what people who come to me or my clients tend to care about. They just want to know how they can speak about wine in a room and not feel intimidated. So, yeah, I don't want to be specialized in anything. I just want to have enough knowledge in my back pocket for you to be like, she knows her stuff. She knows her other word, SHIT.
I mean, you can say whatever you want to say on here. This is a free space. You don't feel like you have to censor yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, girl, yeah. There's a 2-year-old that lives upstairs, so I might be censoring myself, but that is okay.
And you see my mama in the background minding my business. Don't be sorry, mama, get out. She helps this business a lot, so I don't bother her. She has done everything from clean glasses, delivery. I love her. So
Oh, my mom is doing her hair today. She saw me like, I took out my braids for you. Aamira, I
first
took
of
out
all, I
Aamira.
am still honored. I'm honored you were like, I'm gonna come because Aamira said I wish she was gonna be beat. So you're like, I'm gonna come beat. And
Absolutely.
I'm just happy I'm on your level.
Girl, I wasn't sure if I was doing too much, if I needed to do more. I do not know how to put on lashes, so I'm like, okay, we're just
My
gonna.
makeup artist put on my lashes, so and I've been dabbling in magnetics, which that's the only way I can do. Otherwise, glue get all over here. So
I want to buy one of those magnetics, but I'm like, I don't know. But you know what? That is for another day, people.
another day.
Okay, so we're gonna bounce off of something that you were
Mhm,
talking about when it comes to people feeling like people treat you a certain way in the wine world because you're a black girl, you
mhm,
have dreads, you have locks, you
mhm.
do you feel like where is this question? I want to be able to word it exactly the way the writer intended. Have you seen substantial effort in the somm community to be more inclusive?
In 2020, yes. And I say that because I feel like we were all sniffing each other out. We kind of found each other, and there's more of us. I'm in like 2 different groups of people of color, women of color, that are in the wine and spirits industry. There are things like the Hugh Society, who is run by one of my mentors and friends, Tahira Habibi. There's things like the Roots Fund with Akimi. And there are spaces for us now because it's like we all got tired of trying to figure it out on our own when other communities don't have to do that. They have things passed down. And so we have a tribe and I'm loving meeting more people in the industry, learning from them, sharing my knowledge and feeling like we speak a common language. So, like I said before, when I started in 2016, it was all me,
Hmm.
all on my own. And I'm still a one woman show, but I'm loving finding all these people who are like, I make wine, I distribute, I have a blog, I'm studying, to be a somm. Oh, it's been an amazing, amazing time finding more people of color in this space. And the best, I'm telling you, is yet to come. There are some dope people in this space that I'm just honored to be in the room with, to be in the conversation with. So yeah.
Yeah, the trailblazers. You're one of the
Yes.
trailblazers right now.
I'm honored to be.
Next question.
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite grape region producer?
Okay. My favorite grape is Pinot Noir. Because of the berry note. It just smells amazing. I love typical Pinot Noir has raspberry, strawberry, cherry, like all those fresh berry notes. So that's been my favorite. The best Pinot so far, outside of mine, gotta throw that in there because it is California made, but Oregon is known to make some really good Pinot because of the climate there.
Oh.
But yeah, all of LoveLee Wines are my favorite. For favorite red would be between Pinot and Zinfandel. Most people don't know, or they haven't realized, or maybe it's not a fact. I made this up, but Zinfandel is an aphrodisiac. I don't care what anyone says. I love it. And white, I'm a Riesling girl.
You're a what? Oh, you're a Riesling girl.
I think when it comes to white, Chardonnay too, but Rieslings first.
So
If I had to pick a typical varietal.
a wine question, because all of the Chardonnays this is my wine question, just cuff, we're doing it. Whenever I try a Chardonnay, it tends to be, I'm not a huge fan of super buttery wines, and I feel as though a lot of Chardonnay tends to be buttery. Is that just a characteristic of the blend, or?
It's a characteristic of the winemaker's technique. So a lot of new Chardonnays are being fermented in steel. That buttery and stuff comes from being fermented in oak. Chardonnay by itself doesn't have a lot of flavor. It's just not a very aromatic white grape like a Riesling to me, right? So you have to infuse a lot of character and flavor. So a lot of people do that with barrels, oak. Oak gives things like vanilla, butter, and then you can ferment it on something. It's getting technical called the lees, like these yeast particles that is giving it its buttery notes. So Chardonnay tends to always be old world and some new world, like really infused with oak and lees contact to give it that flavor and character and butter and yeast and cheese and all those bread notes. So that's why. But there are people, especially I think in California, don't give me a line, that are starting to do Chardonnay just in stainless steel. So you just get what the grape is. And I think it has character. So you pretty much would look for a wine that doesn't have a lot of oak content.
Thank you. Yeah, that is good to know. Oh, next question. Yeah, we got so many questions. I'm just really trying to, because people are like, I really want to know.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah. Yes. So, since Valentine's Day is coming up, what are some good pairings of chocolate and wine?
This is where I'm not going to pretend to be the most knowledgeable because I'm not a big fan of chocolate. And I'm not a fan of pairing sweets with wines. The typical standard rule, and again, rules are meant to be broken, is if you're going to have wine and enjoy sweets, you want the wine to be a little sweeter than the sweets, I think. Otherwise, it'll just make it taste very nasty. So I would stick to sweet wines when doing anything sweet. However, now if we're talking just chocolate, dark chocolates and things, you can start to do some red wines in there. Like I think my Syrah matches pretty well with dark chocolate. Just because dark chocolate, there's chocolate notes in some red wines too, especially if they've been bottled and aged for a bit. But yeah, that's as far as I'm gonna go because I know somebody's gonna challenge me on that. But if you find that you're drinking wine and you're eating something sweet or chocolatey and it's just like not a good experience, it's because it's just not a good pairing and it's not always the best. When you're drinking dry wines that are not sweet, right? Not sweet wines, anything pretty much over 12% alcohol, unless it's a fortified wine, you want to do things that are fatty or acidic or salty. Those are the things. They're going to make the wine seem less bitter. So that's why people pair wine with like cheese a lot because cheese is salty. Steaks are fatty. Anything lemony is acidic. It's going to combat those acids in the wine and not make it seem so bitter and dry.
So what makes a wine fancy? Is it just the marketing? Is it just the branding?
It depends on what you consider fancy. So I know typically people start to think the year, right? If it's a 1985, making this up, Chandon, that means it's fancy because it's older, perhaps. But most wine is meant to be drunk and young, meaning within 5 years. Most wine. Majority of wine, they want you to drink it within 5 years. Every wine is not meant to age. It just won't means it won't change. It won't get any better. It's not going to develop anymore. Because what wine is doing with age is it's developing this chemical reaction is continuing to take place in the bottle. So it may get more note like a red wine that's young, you may just get berry notes, right? Like a Pinot. But if it ages and it has potential to age, it may start to get things like leather, meat, smoke, tobacco, all those like really hard hitting like things that you won't get just from grape fermentation needs time. So sometimes people think vintage and year makes a wine fancy. Just because a wine is priced high does not make it fancy. That just means sometimes it just means it costs a lot to make that wine, which sometimes does mean, the grape quality was better. Like me, my wines are priced between 28 and 45. A lot of that has to do with, yes, I do a lot of Napa Valley grapes. I work with multiple vineyards. There are people who work in between to do all the work. There are people who have to pay to ship. There's all that stuff in the cost, right? But cost doesn't always mean fancier, except when it comes to LoveLee Wine. I'm telling y'all, my wine is premium. It can't be debated. But there are some great inexpensive wines, and it's just because you like it. If you like it, it's great wine. Like, please, I don't want people to get stuck in like what wine you should like and what you shouldn't like. Like the wine that you like. That's why I never take it personal if you don't like my wine. Wine is it's a personal thing. So don't get stuck in fancy, not fancy. I'm telling you, like what you like and be confident. I was in a call recently and people try to act like they never drink um, Barefoot or Behringer or Sutter Home. Yes, I did. I enjoyed them. White Zinfandel was a thing in college.
Oh, yeah.
I might enjoy a glass today. You're not going to look down on me for it. Like there are just some things you enjoy for certain times, and they're nostalgic wines for me. It's okay. Do I seek it out now? No, because my palate has broadened, but it doesn't mean that people should feel intimidated for liking what they like. So I wouldn't get stuck in that. But if I had to answer technically, it's usually the year. It's usually what varietal, like Chardonnay is one of the most expensive grapes. But you can find really inexpensive Chardonnay, where it's from, vineyards who spend a lot of time crafting their location and paying attention to how their grapes are grown, the slopes that they're on, how much sun exposure they get. These are all very technical, I know, but all of that, is it handpicked versus using a machine? Like all of that plays into the price and where it's from, the name. These vineyards have, some of them have been around for years. So that's what makes it fancy, but do you, boo.
I'm happy that you stood up for the super sweet Barefoot Zinfandels.
Don't come to my house with it, but I respect you. There is a rule in my home. There's a rule in my home. Don't come with anything less than 12% alcohol. But I respect you for liking what you like. It's just my rule. It's my truth. It's my life.
I love that rule. I love that rule did something to me. Question, what's a good sipping wine recommendation? And they define sipping wine as just like middle of the road cost. You're just chilling, sipping wine, making dinner. And if you have a red and a white recommendation, please.
LoveLee Wine, Legend Blend, or Pinot Noir. LoveLee Wine. Journey Blend. Like I'm not promoting no other wine right now. I'm just not. I'm not going to do it for you guys. So I got kids. Help me. Help me.
Promote Black businesses. Support Black businesses.
I do tend to stay away from sweet wines. They just don't give you the full breadth of what wine can be. They just taste like sugar. That's it. You can get that from any juice, people. That's why I say try non-sweet wines until you find what you like. It may take a while. Find what you like. Try a Merlot, a Cab, a Zinfandel. These are the typical varietals. There's others. If you want to venture and be, you can do Barolo or Nebbiolo or anything like that. White wine, Chardonnay, Pinot Grigio, Riesling. Like, try them, right? Mm-hmm. But don't sip on sweet wine and be like, I'm sipping wine. To me, you're not. You're drinking juice, which is fine if you like it, but don't say chilling, sipping wine. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, girl.
So, question on top of this question, because I had a couple people reach out to me to ask something along the lines of, how do I, one person worded it the best, how do you stop being a basic wine drinker? I want to be fancy when life opens up again.
I love it. First of all, stop judging yourself again. Just because you can't come to my house with anything under 12% doesn't mean don't be confident in what you like. Just because I say sipping Moscato isn't necessarily sipping wine to me, but there are some great Moscatos, by the way. I'm not going to front. But be confident in what you like. But if you want to venture out, and let's say you want to be typical or have a conversation about other wines outside of maybe the sweet wine world, which I think our people tend to get stuck in that box. And a lot of us don't just drink sweet wine. We like it, and I'm not ashamed of that. I'm a Black person. I like sugar. It's fine. But if you want to venture out, I would start with something typical, a red Merlot, a red Cab, right? A white Riesling, a white Chardonnay, a white Sauvignon Blanc. I really do like Sauvignon Blancs. Not be a basic. I don't like that because I don't want people to feel intimidated about what they like. Like, I really don't like that. But to play the game, right, I would try other single varietals outside of sweet wines and then try things that don't say the varietal on the bottle, right? You want to be fancy. So I had a Bordeaux. A Bordeaux is pretty much a French word for saying Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon mixed. That's typical, right? I had a Burgundy. Chardonnays, Pinot Noirs, right, are grown in Burgundy, France. So things that don't say the varietal on the bottle, go for that. You're going to look real fancy when you do that. That's all it means. They don't put the varietals on the bottles in the fancy places because sometimes they could be blends like you won't see on mine because I blend them. That's how you get an ideal wine. That's how you get wine that's personalized, that's crafted, that's, put time and money and effort into. That's where you want to go. The mass markets are great. Yellowtails, Behringer, Sutterhouse, all those things. They're great, but you want someone who's put some time into some things. And my little trick is like, it doesn't say the variety on the bottle. You got to actually look up and see what might be in it. So Bordeaux, Merlot, and Cabernet mixed, Burgundies, my typical Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, I think. Yeah.
Okay, that is a good trick.
And I just want you to know this is all me practicing on my education too. So.
Oh, yes. Okay, we learning together right now. Here's a real niche question that will probably not be on the test. Somebody asked, is a jammy a real wine term? And if so, what does it mean?
That is on my scorecard. What do you call a cheat card for how to describe a wine jam? So I'm actually on my list of things to do over the next week is go to a produce aisle in a supermarket and try to smell things without people thinking I'm weird because I don't want to buy it all. And I'm like, I need to smell some jams. So, for instance, in a red wine, you can get notes of raspberry, strawberry. Is it plum? Is it a cooked plum? Is it a jammy like plum? I don't know. Is it a jammy? Is it jammy? And jammy is just a little. I actually asked this question in class. I'm like, smelled jammy to me. It smells to me how I describe it. It smells thicker and richer and sweeter. But that's what I like about finding my tribe because we're over these like words and terminology that don't necessarily resonate in my culture because I have a culture and a language as a Black woman. And I remember someone said in one of my classes, she was like, this smells like sorrel, which is a Caribbean drink. Sorrel is not on the card for what we are allowed to say on our test. But why not?
Yeah. Why not? The white vernacular of the wine world.
White vernacular. Thank you for saying that. I didn't want to say it like that, but you said it.
Oh, no,
so the white vernacular. So I'm loving being in spaces. So I'm like, it's jam, but it just smells like thick, juicy fruit. I don't know. But yes, jamminess is literally written on my scorecard of the terminology I have to study. it is a term. And to me, it's more of a when a red wine has aged a little bit, or not even aged, but it has developed a little bit more, maybe in bottle. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna tell that person that their husband cannot make fun of them anymore for using.
No, jamminess is. I get jamminess from my Pinot Noir. That's what made. That was literally one of the things I kept saying is like, I love the jamminess smell on this, and I was just like, give me more of that.
Do you have any tips, tricks for how to remember? Oh, okay, I like this specific kind. This has this name, and I remember it. Do you have any tricks?
It's hard because I never remember. When I was doing wine tasting, I just tried new stuff all the time. First, be kind to yourself. There's thousands of wines. And a lot of them taste the same, but a lot of them taste very different. I would start with what fruit notes you like. Is it the berryness? Is it citrus? So white wines tend to have more citrus notes. Red wines tend to have more berries, you know. And when I say citrus, it can be lemon, lime, zest, all those things. Do you like things with tropical, melon, pineapple, those things? Those are a lot more white wines. Do you like things with floral notes, blossom, honeysuckle, violet, rose? It can be in both. Do you like things that are herbaceous, green pepper, grassy? I tend to like petrol, like that gasoline, which you get in Riesling, some Riesling. So I would start with like what flavors and aromas you like after you've tasted some. And that's how you remember, because some wine varietals tend to stick to that. So like I said, Sauvignon Blanc, you're going to get herbaceous, maybe some grassiness. Riesling, it can be sweet, that's like sweet to me, even though it can be dry. There's enough sweetness in it. You can get a really good sweet Riesling, but it also has some petrol and gasoline in it. Pinot Noir is always going to have strawberry, raspberry, cherry for the most part, right? Merlots and Cabernets tend to be a little heavier, right? You're going to get some green pepper, but you're going to get like blackberry, more of the black fruits in those. But you're going to get a lot of smoked tobacco, coffee, chocolate too. So find what you like and then see what wines typically, and again, doesn't always, not the standard all the time, but typically have those aromas and flavors. And I would start there.
One very last one, because a bunch of people were what is a leg and what does it signify?
Oh, the legs when you're swirling the glass. So pick up your glass. I know I don't have a glass.
Oh no, yeah, this is interactive.
Yeah. When you swirl it a bit, I know it's stemless, but you can still swirl it. Yep. And when you stop, sometimes the wine, you can't see in this video, but it'll drip down.
Yeah.
If you give it enough swirl, you'll start to see trails of liquid drip down.
Yeah.
No, you kind of see it?
It's happening. Okay.
That's legs. So some things the legs can tell you because they look like skinny little driplets. It's driplets, right? As you swirl, if you give it a good swirl, you'll see driplets drip down. If they drip really fast, usually that means it can say things like there's high alcohol content. It's viscosity is something, like if it's oily, because there can be like an oily texture to some wine. These are all just characteristics of wines you may like. Is it thick? Is it heavy? Is it light? Is it fast? Those usually what the legs can tell you are give you an indication of alcohol content, viscosity, maybe sugar. There's a lot of sugar in it. That's what the legs are. It's the driplets that fall after you've been fancy, you've been swirling, and you want to look at your glass. That's what the legs are.
Okay. Now I learned so much today.
Yay, I hope it was good info.
Oh my gosh, so much good info. Aamira, thank you so much. This has been fantastic. We are going to reconvene when I get your wine, and then this is going to be
I look
IG Live.
Forward to that. I look forward. Thank you so much for the honor of having me. Best of luck with your blog, with your writing. I love spaces like this. I love to just have sister girl moments. I love to just talk, as you can tell. I love to chat. I love to be me. I'm always going to be honest and authentic. So Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, girl, truly. And like anytime, I would love to do this again, which will happen on IG. Would you mind sharing real quick what, not the code, but what your gift to the people for Valentine's?
Oh, yes. So for anyone who watches this, of course, you're gonna get, did I say 15% off your order of LoveLee? Did I say 15? Yeah,
Mhm.
because I'll say 50 and be like, that's not what I said. No.
I think it was 1 5. 1 5.
Yes, 1 5. 15% off your order of Lovely. So Shayna will provide you all the code. Hope it helps. I know wine is expensive and shipping wine is expensive. Trust me, it comes out of my pocket. But remember, I have kids too. So support me. Help me. But
Yeah,
15% is your gift. And I also just want to tell people one piece of advice. Anyone maybe looking to enter this industry or just be an entrepreneur at all is do something for your brand every day. It'll help you feel productive. It'll help you feel like you're moving forward. Like just do something for you and your brand daily and keep going. Keep going.
as we close out, where can the people find you?
Yeah, so everything LoveLee Wine. Lovely is spelled LoveLee. So that's at LoveLee Wine on Instagram, Facebook. Aamira at loveleewine.com is my email. My website is loveleewine.com. Again, lovely is spelled Lovelee. Lee is a family name, so there's a whole story about how I named the wine. But yeah, you can check me out on
Next
everything. Yes, next time. Lovely Wine everywhere. Loveleewine.com. Aamira at loveleewine.com. Lovely Wine on Instagram and Facebook.
Wonderful. I'm going to put all of that information into the
Yes.
description. So if you're one of those people that likes to read it, it'll be down there. Don't forget to like, follow, comment, and subscribe to this channel. There will be more interviews with amazing business owners like Aamira every Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know. I'll figure that out. I've never really figured out how to professionally end these videos.
It was a pleasure. Black Girls Rock, Black Girl Magic, and Black Girl Excellence. We out.